Well, you guys, uh, y'all are legends. If some kid, let's say middle school kid from right here in Jefferson County would come up to you, either one of you guys, and say, "Look, what did you guys do? I mean, as far as Jefferson County, what role did y'all play? What would you say?"
Jim, I guess the reason why I'm laughing is because you talk about with the kids. I guess perhaps the highest compliment I think probably we ever received from anyone or from Kip Carr. Remember that?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we were up at a a national convention. It's a national convention now. Thousands of people there. And Kip Carr, he's a youth, was conducting this session. There must have been about 400 or 500 people in this session, and Torbert myself walked in, and he stopped it and said, "Here come the Godfather of NAACP." You remember Torbert? I never been so embarrassed. But the mere fact that he respected us, because we sort of trained him, I never forget that. He stopped the whole meeting, 400 or 500 people in there. And
You
this,
think it's important that these kids now, that growing up in a society where they integrated into schools and things like that, do you think that they need to know?
yeah, let me tell you, my granddaughter, she's down in Hampton, and she is the president of the Hampton University NAACP. Um, Matter of fact, the membership increased from something like 30 to over 300. They just won the award for the biggest membership, second biggest membership drive in the national last year. And she told me about all the problems that is being faced, not just there at the college, but also all over the state. But she also feel that no one has really taken a very active stand to solve the problem. Inequity in housing, employment, the whole ball of wax. You know, she's hit. Uh, and she's sort of hoping that the other kids on campus can also see it. Um, but yeah, I think it's, the young kids should definitely know what's going on.
You know, when you go back, I remember, coming up and remember asking my father years and years ago. I asked my dad, "Do you think that there would ever be a black president?" And he told me, he said that he may not never live to see it. He said, "But you may." And the night that Obama won it, I went back in my room, and the first thing popped in my mind was what my father said. And I said, "Here it is." And I had tears in my eyes. When we go back to where we come from and all the things that we, went through and everything, how do you feel? How did you feel when Obama got elected president?
Well, I think it was real rewarding, uh, probably for the civil rights movement, because we've been working for desegregation. All of those years, a lot of the people had been lynched and murdered, just for equality's sake. And then, of course, a lot of places in the South uh, hadn't even been allowed to vote. And I mean, you dare not try to even register to vote. But I think there was a lot of vindication, a lot of pride that there had been a lot of folks that jumped up to the plate and voted
Oh, I
this
think
time.
the fact that not only the fact that he was black, but also that the country really voted for who they thought was the best candidate. Not necessarily because the black population couldn't put Obama in. I think the mere fact that the public thought that he was the best candidate at that time to do the job. And I think it speaks a whole lot on behalf of this country.
Right.
For Charlestown, for example, look at Jefferson County. I think about the people that really came out and supported him. You never expected, and the reason why, because they felt that he really had something to offer, not necessarily because he was black, but because he just had what is needed at that time.